KIMT News 3's Gwen Seward was in Albert Lea that day and joins us now with a look back at a devastating day.
Now, looking at that twister 1 year ago, many didn't think this neighborhood just west of Albert Lea could ever come back. But in 365 days, nearly every home is back up, with nearly every occupant who call this quiet country place home. In terms of FEMA paperwork, this EF4 disaster ranks fairly well. The county should be done with federal work in less than 2 years, and all of the identified problems with infrastructure, roads, and culverts have been fixed. Of course, that inspiring message every victim and survivor keeps holding on to is how amazing the community support was to get everything almost running back to normal.
The community came together right off the bat. It's one of the things we see up here. I guess we always consider it's our area that, in this particular area, the community always looks out for itself and for each other.
Now, as you drive along County Road 46, one of the most striking things that still remain are the mangled trees. That they still really provide a stark example of last year's devastation. And it's amazing how you can just pinpoint the route that EF4 took, as some neighbors saw little to no damage from the storm, while others had their homes completely wiped out. That wind certainly does whip around out here now, with many of the windbreaks shredded. The county's environmental services say these things will continue to change with time.
That's something that obviously can't be corrected in a year. Most of the folks have big plans to plant windbreaks again. It does take some time, of course, for those to come back. A lot of the old damaged trees that are still standing there will actually kind of heal themselves in another year or two.
Now, you can definitely drive around and see all of those physical things really on the landscape, like the trees, but a lot of emotional scars really remain too. And, you know, for people losing personal items in the storm, and that hits home especially hard for one man who truly defines the word survivor. Ron Woodside lost his wife, Kathy, in last year's tornado and took months himself to heal from his injuries. Mayo Clinic has called him a miracle. But 1 year later, Ron doesn't think he's done anything all that special except for continue to live life to the fullest. When we first talked to Ron Woodside last summer, he was wheelchair bound but anxious to get back home, a place that last June 17th changed his life forever when he was sucked out of his house by an EF4 tornado.
And we started bouncing across the yard just like rag dolls, just boom, boom, boom. Went up over the top and scraped across the gravel. I can remember that. That didn't feel very good.
Ron is now in a new home, trying to find time to seed his lawn. He says he tries to stay busy to keep his mind off Kathy.
I mean, I have a bad time a little bit every day. Like I've told you, I could sit here and look out and see where my wife died, and it hurts. I try not to dwell on it. I mean, it does no good.
It's family and grandkids sporting events that Ron's happy to have his health for.
Rather than a miracle, I like to think that I'm absolutely lucky. Just one of the doctors has even referred to me as Benjamin Buttons, that I'm even getting younger all the time.
He has survived the unthinkable and knows the gift of life is precious.
And there must be a reason why I'm still alive, and I haven't run into it yet, so, but I'm looking.
Now, of course, we're standing by here with another one of those amazing survivors in southern Minnesota, Gordy Tungus and his wife. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Now, what lessons have you all learned in this past year going through all of this?
That it's good to have friends and neighbors.
That's the best thing. Friends and prayers from everybody is what got us through.
Yeah, definitely. And did you think that, you know, driving around in your neighborhood and seeing your own beautiful home and your buildings back up, did you think you would be able to get here just 365 days later?
Yes, because we've got a good support group behind us that we get this done.
Yeah, definitely.
Our family and friends have all been here helping us from day one. So, and our crews, our carpenters and electricians and plumbers and cement people, everybody that helped us was just fantastic. So that's what got us here.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, you guys, and continued luck on everything. I just have to say, too, everyone in this neighborhood is so gracious and so positive, you guys included, after everything that you've been through. Don't party too much tonight. Jamie, we made it a year. Reporting in rural Freeborn County, Gwen Seward, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Gwen. Nice to see it end with a smile.